this young boy come up off that neck. Give me that. To the trends. CLE be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers Speakers. I'm your host, June. And before I get into this old school featured player of the week segment, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube for your visuals and for your audio. You can check us out anywhere you can hear a podcast, just on those platforms. Those are platforms like YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can go there and you can find us at Bleachers to Speakers, FFSN in your search. Make sure you follow us. Make sure that notification bell is on so when we drop content, you'll get an alert and download those episodes. This guy I had the pleasure of watching when he was playing his wide receiver, former Detroit Lion, Brett Perriman, 5'9", ran like the wind. There wasn't an official 40 time, but there's a rumor that he ran a sub 4.4. I know he was a fast wide receiver, though. To put it in perspective, I know it doesn't mean much, but his son ran a 4.25. So he got it honest. I'm not saying Brett Perriman ran a 4.25, but Brett Perriman was pretty fast, and I know that from watching him play. He had, for those that have watched him play, they know his most notable season is when he played alongside Herman Moore, and they both had 100 receptions. So that's how good he was in that offense. But I'll go over everything. He played from 1991 to 1996 as a Lion. Now he was at another team before the Lions acquired him. Can't remember how they got him, but he was here in 1991. While he was here, he had 525 receptions, 6,589 receiving yards, and 30 touchdowns. He averaged 12.6 a reception. Those are his career stats. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But while he was a Lion, 428 receptions, 5,244 yards, 25 touchdowns. And then that season that I was talking about is 1995, where he had a career high 108 receptions for 1,488 yards and 9 touchdowns. That was that year him and Herman Moore was unstoppable. They were the first NFL duo to reach 100-yard receptions and 1,400 receiving yards in the same season. Brett Perriman, now that I think about it, he was in New Orleans. So he was drafted from New Orleans. Played there for a couple of years. I know he was drafted in 1988 out of University of Miami. You know, Miami had the speedsters. So that should tell you, if you play wide receiver for the University of Miami in the 80s, more than likely you had some speed. Michael Irvin was one of the exceptions to the rule, but he was one of those great. He didn't have blazing speed, but he had the size. But enough about him. We're talking about Brett Perriman. After he left Detroit, he played briefly for the Chiefs and Miami Dolphins, and he wound up finishing his total career with the stats I said before: 525 receptions, 65, 89 for the yards, and 30 touchdowns. Brett Perriman's contributions were instrumental in the Lions' offense in the mid 1990s, particularly in 1995, when the team boasted one of the league's most formidable passing attacks. That was something to see. Once again, standing at 5'9". I want to say he was less than 200 pounds, but he ran like the wind. He got open. He got yards after the catch. Brett Perriman. Subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube.
Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting shit slide and get your lick